republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start the meeting, we are going to make a presentation to another presentation. See, we can do this one not every board meeting. But this is very, very nice. We'd like to present the Chazy girls, the Chazy Lady Flyers, with a plaque from the town board. Congratulations. The Chazy Town Board recognizes the Chazy Lady Flyers for winning the Tier 2 19 and under USA National Hockey Championship. You are the best in the country. Congratulations. We're going to have to give them a bookcase for always, I think. Right?
It was very much a milestone in this area for one. Girls hockey is now upcoming, and things like this and what the community has done for this team put us where we are, okay? And we appreciate it as much as you all appreciate it, and we hope to continue our success. I mean, can't ask for any more, but hey, they had fun doing it.
Put a small town on the big map, though.
No, for sure.
That's great.
The team that we played against in the finals, we had lost to 6-2 prior to the tournament, and we got to see them in the finals, and they were from our division. The top two teams from our division went and played the final game, and I thought they had it on us, but we prevailed with some luck, a lot of lady luck. They really, and they played with heart and a lot of character, and we represented the area and New York State, for that matter, to the best that we could, and it was a good showing. Being 3-2 in the double overtime, it was just
So exciting.
it was exciting. And we thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
You guys can stay for the meeting?
Better late than never.
Hey, girl, slide her out.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a public hearing on our Code of Ethics law update. So if anybody in the crowd would like to speak on behalf of or have any questions or concerns about the new Code of Ethics law, you can stand up, state your name, and we'll open the public hearing. Anybody? No? Okay, we'll close the public hearing then. I just want to mention that Bucket is not going to be with us tonight. Apparently he's got a health issue problem, so he won't be joining us. He told us earlier. We wish him the best in the recovery. Okay, and at this time what we'll do is we'll open up the meeting for the for the May 13th meeting, I'm sorry. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the April 8th minutes?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Councilor Devlin made the motion that the minutes over the 4/8/2013 regular town board meeting be approved as submitted by the town clerk, seconded by Councilor West. Roll call. Councilor West.
Yes.
Councilor Dino.
Yes.
Councilor Devlin.
Yes.
Absent. Councilor Trombley. Supervisor speaking.
Yes. At this time we'll open up the floor to public comment. If anybody would like to address the board.
Yeah, I'd like to address the board. First of all, I'd like to thank the board for taking a look at the energy issues that are out there and stuff. And we approached this here a month ago and just had some questions and so forth. And I think there's a good opportunity, whether it be in any group, to look at this and to save money across the board with the energy business. And there are an extensive number of energy companies out there, And we're with Ambit Energy, and I think they're a good choice, and whether you go our route, we'd like to tell you a little bit about it, and do that. I brought a business partner, and Rick Durham, he's like gonna tell you a little bit about it and answer any questions that you might have. And I know you were concerned about the rates and so forth, and so maybe Rick Durham will try and answer any questions. Thank you.
I guess I should ask first, does anyone, you've reviewed already the program?
Not Ambits.
Oh, you have not reviewed yet this program, okay. So we compete with a variety of other EXCOs throughout New York State, probably about 40 or so, for the supply side of people's bill, and try to save them a little bit of money on their monthly bills. Our rate is tracked against the incumbent's rate. So a lot of people will want to know exactly, well, what's my rate going to be every month? And unfortunately, we can't provide that because it is a variable rate that's tracked against the incumbent. And what we do is we guarantee that we'll, in a 12-month period, always save you a minimum of 1%, and many times it can be more because some of the merchant function fees and some of the taxes you'll find will either go away or be less. So, and on top of that, we do have the ability, we've done this with other towns, just to let you know, surrounding, we have Dannemora, Lion Mountain, or some brand new Ambit towns. Sable is in their second year, as is Blackbrook and Altona, they're on their second year, so they were satisfied for the first 12-month cycle and have renewed with us. Keysville, we have some in Watertown, and these are just ones that we personally have went before the town and presented to them, and they've become our customer. We have the ability to, we're the only electric supply company that offers our customers the ability to earn free energy. And what we found is advantageous in the cases of some towns with multiple meters is that we're able to take the first meter, all of the meters that go on are guaranteed the savings, but we take the first meter and we can literally use your other meters as referrals for that, because we're a 100% referral-based company. And if we can add 15 meters to that first meter, especially with some sizable bills, I know that Dan and June Nephew worked out a little number scenario here that you may want to take a look at. That essentially, if you had a $1,000 bill and half of it was supply and half of it was delivery, and you could apply 15 other meters similar as a referral into that first one, the supply side of that every month, the average would be $500. That would be credited to the first bill. So every 12-month cycle, you would save $6,000 on top of the savings. And there's no cost for that. It's just that rather than paying multiple layers of management and going out and advertising for customers, we do it people to people, so we're able to offer free energy for referrals, and you can basically refer your own meters. And the other kind of neat thing about us is that the way we do the business is by us referring you as a customer. We think we gain a loyal customer because it's done through a personal relationship, and we make a teeny bit of money each month off the meters. I'm not going to tell you that we're here for nothing, and then that gets spent back in the local economy. So we feel real good about the business model, and it's working, and I guess we're open for questions.
Can you tell me what your variable rate is currently?
Currently, it really, I can't say because it really depends on where you're located. It's all done by where the physical address is. Like, no two people really have the same rate. So I couldn't tell you. I can tell you that the average, another piece I should tell you too is that you're being priced commercially right now. I'm sure they're commercial meters. We price residential. We don't do a commercial pricing, and a residential pricing is actually preferential and more competitive than commercial rates. So as a personal customer of Ambit Energy for almost 3 years, my average has been around 5.5 cents a kilowatt hour. what it's going at right now, I can tell you that rates have been climbing. We've been seeing an increase. They're saying, and it isn't just from Ambit Energy, across the board, that some of the hurricane damage and stuff has forced them to raise rates. One thing we do know is it will be guaranteed to be lower than you're probably with New York State Electric and Gas right now. But the rate itself, I can tell you the first 2 billing cycles will be 7% lower than NYSEG's rate. That's what we do, and we're required by the Public Service Commission to offer that. Every electric supply company is, so it's not anything that is unique to Ambit. You're gonna receive that. So there'll be a significantly lower bill for the first 2 cycles, and then we'll track the incumbent for 12 months and make sure. And if we're not lower for some reason, we actually send a check to make up the difference so that you're made whole on what our promise was.
Now, what happens for the second 12 months?
Yeah, and you'll be given
Will you
given a
give
notice.
to them?
Yep, about a month prior to the expiration of your contract, and that's another neat thing is that although you're under a contract per se with us because we're required by the Public Service Commission to have a contract, it's not really a binding contract and it can be broken at any point. So at about the 11-month mark, you'll get a notification as the meters start to cycle into their 1 year that you need to renew. It's really simple. You can do it web-based or you can do it via phone call. And it's immediate that they'll just renew your guaranteed savings.
Against what, though?
Always against the incumbent provider. That's
So
who,
if you were the incumbent the year before, are you guaranteeing that you're gonna beat your price from the year before?
the incumbent
if it's
is
a
always
12-month
the existing utility. That's
Or
nice.
If it's a 12-month period, for the previous 12 months, you would be the incumbent.
No, your incumbent is always
It's
your,
always the one that
always
we
nice,
were with.
nice egg or nice
Okay.
grid.
They're the
Alright.
former
Okay.
former monopolies, basically, that are now primarily focused on delivery.
Okay.
The incumbent is also the, your delivery supplier.
Mhm.
Always be tracked that way,
Right.
that if NYSEG is your delivery supplier, that's who your incumbent is.
Okay.
Yeah, and it
Not Mohawk and, other parts.
should be noted that, sometimes there's a fear of, well, what happens if I have an outage and nothing really changes as far as the service end of it goes. You're still gonna go to your incumbent provider. They're gonna do meter readings, billings, et cetera. When you pay, you'll pay New York State Electric and Gas, and they'll take care of paying Ambit Energy. Just gonna be married up. Instead of being one bill from NYSEG with delivery and supply broken out on it, it'll be one bill from NYSEG with their delivery, Ambit supply married up onto page 1 for the total bill due.
And then getting involved in it too with some other ESCOs out there that are looking at contracts and so forth. You get into a contract and then you're bound for whether it be a year or 2 years, where with Ambit, there's no cost to switch. You can get out at any time, and if you tried it on a 30-day period and you didn't like it in 60 days, you can get out and go wherever you want. And I think that's a big thing, because with the rates going up, where if you get tied into somebody for a year or 2 years and rates are going up, and whether they're, I mean, they give you a contract with a certain rate, but if their rates are going up, are they gonna abide by what the price that they gave you? Or somebody's got to eat that if the rates are going sky high. And so I think it's, as taxpayers and so forth, I think everybody has to look at that, whether you want to get tied into a contract or not.
Would we be under Ambit's Energy Guaranteed Savings Plan?
Yes.
Why does it say in here, in order to be eligible for the Guaranteed Savings Plan, you must receive power from Ambit Energy for 12 consecutive months, beginning on the date you enroll in the savings product?
Right, because it needs 12 months to cycle to track against the incumbent to then prove out its savings. So if you stop at 4 months with the variations in the rates, they may not have been able to give you all the savings you were entitled to in that short period of time.
But at the end of 12 months, if you don't have a savings, they'll give you the difference.
Yep, you're gonna get a
Plus the
check.
1%.
Right.
You'll get a prove out statement.
Right.
Right.
And that's where they track it. is at the end of that 12 months.
We've had a number of customers, you know, just here recently in the last couple of months, get checked on, like, Hanson Starter Shop, you got a check for $90 because he didn't get to guarantee the full 1%, so they sent him a check for $90, and there's a lot of other ones that.
It is rare.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But NICEAG is very difficult, because they don't publish their rates, it's very difficult to track, and our company is doing a pretty good job of it, and occasionally we miss, and when we miss, we make it right, so it's pretty much putting you in a position of can't go wrong, because we're tracking it against where you are. But yes, you would have to stay for a 12-month period to realize that full 1%, most definitely. But I would like to also say, in my reflection back to when if I were sitting here 2.5 years ago, I could be talking about much bigger savings. But what's happened as a result of deregulation and companies like Ambit Energy coming in, it's created a good, healthy competition, and we've seen rates, what we used to be, 9.5, 10 cents, and I'm sure you've seen those rates, or more. Now I have people saying my rate went up to 7 cents, what the heck's going on, right? So our memories are short, but I will give our company a bit of credit for coming in here and being highly competitive, and peeling rates back. I think helping to peel rates back and keep them back. The delivery side, I can't say much for. That has managed to creep its way up, but we have really nothing to do with the infrastructure.
An example of a few, like we got Riley Ford's on board with us, Dupree Feeds, Champlain Peterbilt, the board review up there, they're their customers. You got Lee Appliances in Plattsburgh. I mean, we got a number of, you know, prominent businesses that are
And
signed up.
some good testimonials of customer satisfaction. And we do carry an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau with over 1 million customers served throughout the states we do business in. So it's really, we're not here offering you huge savings. I think if you could get free energy on top of the minimum guarantee, that would be a home run for you. I don't know how many meters that we're talking about, whether or not there'd be enough to have 15 referrals with
I
just the
believe
town
you
meters.
had what, 24, 23 meters,
Yeah.
something like that. So you would take your highest user and then take 15 of your next highest ones and refer those to your highest one, and that's where you get your average. And
And as soon as they cycled around one billing cycle and became energized, and they actually, the bills were paid, that credit would go to that first account. And it doesn't just happen once, it happens every single month. So the referral is a one-time referral of 15 customers, and the average of the supply side of those 15 customers will occur every month as a credit. And that's not considered taxable income to the town in any way, it's an energy rebate. So it would just appear as a negative on the bill against the supply.
There's nothing that Ambit can put in writing to us that guarantees us, I mean, besides like a certain rate, it's gonna be a variable rate, you say?
It will be, well, as is NICEAG's rate.
Yeah, there's no definite.
Yeah.
But there are fixed rates.
Yes, there are, if you go with NICEAG Solutions.
We got some other ones too.
Yeah, and some other ESCOs, absolutely. There are fixed rates out there.
Well, we can discuss this after, we just wanted to.
Yeah, sure. No.
yeah, and, you know, and hopefully we answered some of your questions and so forth. And if you think of anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to give us a call or something if you got any questions or something. And but it's, you know, it's a prominent company. We've been involved in it for about 3 years now, and we're more than satisfied with it. And I think as the townships come on, I think everybody is more than pleased. And I mean, like I say, there are 30, 40 different energy companies out there, and it's of course your choice as to what you want to do and so forth. But it's, you know,
Who would be the representative that would be setting up the town if you were to get it? Who would be the person to do all the paperwork that was needed? And
I would, yeah, my wife and I would do everything. We could either do it, or we could come over with Leo and work with Leo, or however you wanted to do it, or if we had copied the meter, the,
But June said she would help, like, activate.
oh yeah.
and switch
That's
each one
what I said,
over.
we- yeah,
It's
we-
very
we-
simple, but with
Yeah.
24 meters,
Right.
it's more,
Yeah,
And
right.
it should be noted, for what it's worth, that I personally will have no financial gain from this. We support each other in this business. I'm here just to share with you, you know, what I've experienced as an independent consultant and to support Dan and June. And if I could say, I appreciate you all supporting Alternative Heating Northeast over the years with the heaters. I hope they're still working for you. Yeah, super. Let me know if you ever need me to go do a tune-up on them too, because they probably need a little TLC after a while.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you address the board in any way?
Yes, I did, Scott. I just like to, it's come to my attention that there's some positions becoming open from people that have worked for the town for long periods of time, and that won't be sitting here any longer. And I think that maybe this town board could see it in their heart, since they're looking at trying to save money so diligently, to lower the salaries and maybe announce it prior, because I don't think that would be fair, like in Leo's case, that he spent all these years building up to where he's at, and somebody who's never worked a day in that position could walk in there and get the same amount of money next year that he got paid this year. And I'd like to know if the board has considered, you know, possibly lowering salaries to make it fair.
Okay, good comment, but we haven't talked about it.
I think it's possible that you might.
I
We
think,
can discuss it.
yeah,
We can discuss it
Yep.
I think when we start, the budget,
towards the end of the year when that comes up, sure.
yeah.
But
We
isn't
have
it
brought that
A
up.
better time now to do it, maybe possibly to have some kind of, you know, public announcement so that people know, and that you see that you still have people in this town that are good and are willing to step forward and, you know, possibly sit in the position where you're at, or, you know, take Leo's job, that would be willing to do it for a starting type salary rather than something that somebody's built up to. You know, because they'll be expecting pay increases at the same rate that Leo got his.
That's something we can discuss, that's for sure. Good comment.
Mhm.
Well, that'd be done at budget time anyway,
Yep,
correct?
right, yep,
Which
yep.
is later on.
Which is right before election,
Right.
and then you could, you know,
So people know, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
in prior years, you've had, you know, like when you had different judges that were running at different times, and the new judge wanted the same salary as the old judge. And, you know, they've already invested into running and expect that salary. Whereas if you did the discussions now, I know it's, you know, not budget time right now, but right now it's time for people to start deciding whether they're gonna be seeking to help the town in those offices. And, I mean, I know that, you know, there's a possibility that there's some seats straight up there that are coming up. And I know it might be hard for people that are sitting on the board to say that I'd like to take a decrease in my pay, but, you know, if we're really looking to save the town money, maybe we can, you know, put some different figures out there to the general public so that you know what you're working with when it comes budget time. Thank you for listening to
No
me.
problem, thank
Thank
you.
you, Chris.
That's a good comment.
Just a couple things, Staub. Sales tax is still coming in at a good rate. The county raised their numbers this year. They're still above projection. We've passed the first quarter, and, you know, we're cautiously optimistic that it's gonna hold. Numbers are good. And CHIPS funds, I reported there was gonna be an increase, and you did get an increase. I didn't see the final numbers. I did see the county's numbers, but I did know that the towns throughout New York State were up. Delinquent property tax law did seem to work pretty well. There's less parcels being auctioned off this year than in the past, so it was a plus in doing the changes. That's about what I've got. Anybody got any questions of me? That's good.
I have one more thing, Stop.
Sure.
just on the guys that were sitting here. Everybody knows how cheap I am. I have ambient energy to save me a lot of money at my shop. Not so much at my house, but the shop was really good.
Okay, so we'll close the public comment session. I'll start tonight, I just got a few things. It was in the paper today, I don't know if everybody noticed, but we are gonna be having a free computer and electronic recycling collection site this Saturday. It's May 18th from 8 o'clock to noon at the Chazy Highway Garage. And we're participating with the Village of Champlain, Amores, and Altona. So they're all gonna, we sent this out to all of them, put around their towns and villages so that people would know about it. It was in the paper today, so I just want to let people know that you can bring in old TVs, computer equipment, monitors, terminals, computers, scanners, ink cartridges, printers, fax machines, network equipment, keyboards, mice, and computer accessories. Also some circuit boards, cabling and wiring, typewriters, telecommunication equipment, audio visual equipment, video game systems, cell phones, PDAs, iPods, universal power supplies. The things you cannot bring are any liquids or powders, any air conditioners, dehumidifiers, refrigerators, kitchen personal appliances, batteries, or fluorescent lamps. Now, Timmy's gonna be there Saturday, I'm gonna be there Saturday. I encourage anybody that can help, we just gotta make sure people bring and don't put stuff in those bins that aren't supposed to be in there. It's only for 4 hours, if you can be there, we'd appreciate it. I know everybody's busy, but
What are the hours?
just 8 to noon.
I'll be
And
out of
it's-
town this weekend, so it's
okay.
not-
It's all gonna be in the salt shed, so that it's under cover in case it rains. So they have to be in there because if they're all cardboard boxes, they don't want them to get wet and get crunched up, so. But anyway, it's a very nice event that we're gonna put on, and hopefully a lot of people, I've already heard a lot of people that are gonna come, they've got a lot of stuff in their garages and basements and stuff they've been holding on to forever, so it'll save them some money, so I encourage everybody to bring what they have. All right. I have been in contact with Marilyn Keiss from NICEAG. I spoke to her about Chazy's want to get natural gas through our village or into Chazy if we can. And she encouraged me, which we do have a resolution tonight, to first of all get a hold of the biggest entities in the town, mostly the businesses, the school. Minor Institute already has it, but I got a letter prepared to go out to all the local businesses to see if they are in, to getting natural gas in the Chazy, and I'm sure they are. There'd be a huge saving, but this is to start the ball rolling. If we can show them intent that the businesses are, excited about it and want it to come in. The school was very excited. I mean, they would definitely on board, John said.
Mhm.
So, we do have a resolution for me to send that letter out and just find out if people are interested or not. Joey Trombley has served on the Zoning Board of Appeals for 14 years. And he has decided that he would like not to do it anymore, so we have a new member on that, and we do have a resolution also tonight to send him a letter of thank you for his 14 years of service, so just wanted to let you know, we'd like to thank Joey for a lot of years of, doing something and doing it complimentary to the town and
Do
long
we do
time,
that
so.
for everybody who gets off the board? Do we
Uh,
do that? Send a letter, I hope.
I've either sent him a plaque or a letter. I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't know if Joey really wanted a plaque, but I thought a letter would be very nice and he'd appreciate it, so.
Yeah, oh, definitely,
We've done the last
definitely.
couple,
Yeah, but I hope.
We haven't had a lot of people that have gotten off the boards, to be honest with you, but,
Yeah.
so, just wanted to let you know about that. Next thing, if everybody would come to the next meeting with shirt and tie, possibly I'd like to do a picture, since this board's gonna be changing immensely next year, and I'd like to get a picture of everybody of this year's board. If we could, if you could tell them. We'll probably do this around 6:30, if you could get here a little early if possible. And I'll get to make sure the judges know, because we usually do it with the judges and everybody.
You send out an email.
We haven't done that in a
something
couple
like-
years, so.
Yeah. Are you sending this
Send
response?
us-
Yeah, I'll send you an email reminder.
I get so busy that.
Sam, you got that? You making a mental note?
I gotta see that one too.
That's right.
One sense of service.
In your packet of mail, I did send you, apparently, when we did our changes to our zoning law, we missed a few things, and Tom Dasnow would like you to review them for the next meeting, then we can set a public hearing again on changing the zoning law one more time. There's a few items on there that are changed, you can see them in red, and apparently we missed those, and you'd like to get those changed if everybody agrees to it, so if you could read that. I gave everybody a copy. Do we want to talk about energy right now? I did get in some pricing, which I gave everybody a copy of. We've been working with this William Wallach, who's a professional energy advisor from Windsor, New York. And what he does is basically goes out to a number of companies and gets the energy costs at the current rate. He, in his letter to me tonight, said attached to the prices for energy supply, and I gave you a spreadsheet. It says Integrity Energy is the lowest for 12, 24, and 26 months. The lowest cost is the 36-month fixed price of Integrity Energy. They should be the best value for the town of Chazy. I mean, without consideration for Ambit, but they gave us about 5 different other energy companies, as you can see, the different costs. And it says the trend is for increasing energy supply costs. As the economy improves, the cost of energy increases. Higher cost generators are used to meet the demand for energy. Indicators of increase in demand are the increase in stock markets and the increase in natural gas prices, which also is used for electric generation. He didn't recommend using our current carrier on their variable market price, which we are on right now, because they tend to overprice the electric supply. So he sent me the agreement from Integrity. I guess it is not Integrity, it's Integrity. Entergy? I guess it's Entergy. Anyway, he sent me the agreement if we wanted to move forward with it.
Here, yeah. no
Yeah, he's got
order.
Integrity and then Integrity, so it's a couple typo errors, I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly what I said, but anyway, if you look at it, and, just a suggestion of prices, and we might as well get some comments from you guys and see what you want to do. And
I think the one thing we have to keep in mind is the fact that they can put 15 meters that will save you, as they gave in this example. They'll act as a referral, where once you get the 15 customers, for lack of a better way of saying it, that then your energy will be free on those accounts.
The average of those.
The average of those will be, and I don't know how that will compare with this.
the only thing that makes me nervous is that they say they're on a variable rate, which, this
I'm surprised that
this
they're willing to
Integrity
give a
gives a
fixed
fixed
rate.
rate and they can do it up to 36 months, and it will not move. And they're already, both of them are saying that energy prices are going up.
Mhm. But
That makes me nervous, but.
will this fixed rate, will it come out better than getting the free energy supplied to us by?
See, that's one thing that I wish they would have done an analysis for Ambit, these guys did, all this analysis for all the meters with all the different companies. Did I give you the page that showed you the?
The difficulty in that is the fact that it would be a variable, so they can't do the analysis.
What are we paying
Right.
now?
After year.
Do we know what our rate is now?
Well, we just switched. We were paying with, NICEAG, it was .0489 something. I brought that in a couple meetings ago.
Right.
Yeah,
It was 4 cents, now it's, what they're, like they said, the energy prices are going up, so they're
They're almost
offering
6,
.5,
mhm,
0.05 now.
right.
yeah.
And we can get that rate, like he says, that it could change tomorrow. So he says, as soon as you guys tell us to lock it in, they'll lock it in for 3 years.
But who's to say that the variable rate won't come in even lower than this?
There's no way. It's just that, I don't like the fact that they don't put anything in writing to us, or can't give us a,
We don't have anything ready right now, do we?
Yeah,
So
we-
we're on a fixed rate right now, quite
we're on a variable rate, a
Right.
direct energy rate.
Mhm.
But that's because they just switched, and when they switched, we lost our fixed rate that we were on with NICEAG Solutions, so.
These are just variable, for the rec parks. Goes from .042, .145, .467, .436.
So it's kind of all over the place for each
All over
place
the
right now
place.
with the new carrier, which is direct energy. I mean, I'd like to do business with local people, don't get me wrong, I'd much rather do business with local people, it just makes me nervous that they can't give us anything in writing or, you know, more
Well,
solid.
Neither can NICEAG give you anything in writing, we're on variable right now, we have
Yeah,
nothing in
direct
writing.
energy is.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
whatever.
that's why we wanna
whatever
make
it
the
is.
switch to something that is more fixed
Sometimes
or,
it's not to our advantage to go with a fixed rate. Sometimes, I don't see the economy getting better, I don't know. Just my opinion. I don't know.
I've had very good luck with Ambit. And I just think the free energy part too, if we take our big
The biggest
user
users.
and then put the others,
Mhm,
the other large ones under it,
mhm.
I think we're gonna see.
so the thing with Ambit too is you have to go at least 12 months, really, I
Well,
think.
no, you don't
No, you don't
have
have to,
to.
you're not
To
locked.
be
These,
guaranteed the one
right.
percent savings, you have to
Right.
stay with them for a year so they can
Right.
average it out.
but you can
see
get
it.
out a month after you're in, whereas these, what are the terms that,
3
we have to
years.
lock in for 3 years with
Right.
these to
Well,
get the.
12,
to get the best
24,
rate.
3 years, whatever, but obviously they
Right.
guarantee it for 3 years with a lower
And
rate.
if we choose to get out, what is the penalty?
I don't know that, I have it all here, but I haven't had, because he just sent it to me tonight, so he sent me the whole contract. Let me see if I can look it up real quick for you. Where is it? Here it is. Let's see what there is. Seller will provide buyer with at least 15 calendar days prior notice to any termination or suspension of seller's sale of electric power under this agreement. That's all it says, notice of termination. Seller will provide buyer with at least 15 calendar days.
But there must be a penalty or something. Or why would they tie you to a contract?
Okay, here it is right here, let me see here. Doesn't give a dollar figure. Doesn't really give me a dollar figure. With respect to any delivery period set forth on the effective confirmation, if either party commits an event of default, which I won't have, let me just see, the right to suspend service or terminate this agreement. Party should pay. There is an early termination damages arising out of the event of default. But and it says it again, seller will provide buyer with at least 15 calendar days notice prior to any termination or suspension of the seller's sale of energy. So it looks like it's 15 days, but it doesn't say any dollar figure of a penalty. It's got a late fee per month if you're late with 1.5% interest rate. I don't see any fine or penalty. Would you rather go forward with Emmett and try it for a year, or try it for a while and see how it goes, or is that kind of the feeling of the board? or-
I think our cost savings could be greater just with the fact of having those 15 meters, the highest cost in meters, that's what you would put under there. And then you would get the free energy supply.
The other 9, what will they do?
You'll still get a savings on those, just that you can't account it as, you know, but there's still a savings on it, you still get the savings on it.
Is there any penalty for us to try it by getting out of where we are? Well, we're with,
We're with direct energy right now.
There's not a penalty to get out of there.
We didn't, I
We
haven't,
didn't sign a
we didn't sign
contract.
any contract that I know of.
no, we tried for a year.
They bought it, they bought out
They took
NICEX
over that
Solutions. So
ener-
we just got a letter saying that Direct Energy's now bought NICEX Solutions.
Well, wasn't it
They're a new
Energex or
carrier.
something for a few months
Yes,
too
it
after
was.
NICEX Solutions,
It
it changed
was.
names?
And text or whatever, and you,
I think we try it, but
You
I've had,
you're happy
yeah,
with it?
I'm happy
yeah,
with
no,
that.
I'm happy with
You're
it.
gonna go?
I personally have it too, and it works for my home, I'm just not, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I just like to be a little more, I don't know how about municipality, but it did save me some money, there's no question about it.
Well, I think the bigger hitters
Yeah, you save
Are
even
gonna-
more money.
are the ones
The
who
big
really,
users are the
yeah.
ones who really save money.
because I've noticed a big
Yeah.
difference.
Do you use it at the restaurant too?
Mhm.
You do?
And I don't have 15 meters under me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not getting free energy for the ones under me. So, that's my,
You just have to make sure that all 15 of those pay on time. Because sometimes I don't get my free energy if the people that I signed up don't pay their bill on time.
mhm.
You just don't get your free energy. But they don't charge the percentage to the customer that pays late either.
Well,
We
we're the
pay
ones who'll
more.
be paying the
Yeah.
bill, so,
No, I just meant, you know,
Yeah,
Amber doesn't do
yeah.
that to people.
yeah.
Does anybody wanna make a motion, or?
I'll make the motion that we go with, you know, but
I'll second it.
Try, I guess.
Okay, motion's been made by Counselor Devlin, second by Counselor Dino, that the town change over, from direct
Direct Energy,
energy business to
New
Camden.
York, LLC.
With AMB, I think?
Yeah,
AMBIT New York, LLC.
LC, is it?
I'm sorry,
LC, LLC?
LLC.
And that's for energy supply, right?
Correct. Electricity.
Or electricity, rather.
Right.
Okay, are there any further discussions? Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
yes.
Counselor Devlin?
yes.
Supervisor Spiegel,
Yes.
absent Counselor Trombley.
Okay, we'll go down this way, I guess. Kathy, you got anything tonight?
I'm just wondering where we stand with the lights on Stetson Road and Rivers.
Nothing's out yet, anything, no barrels out, anything? Do you see traffic, or is there
I
trucks coming
did,
out?
I did see a truck going in one day, but I don't know, it was only just one time and that's what, maybe.
All right, I'll send him a letter, just to
It's
say,
kind of
per
the
our
season, right?
conversation. He's making a lot of gravel over there, I mean, he's right across the road from me, I can see it, but
Mhm.
I didn't know how much traffic was leaving, he's got big mounds of it.
No, I've only seen one truck, I mean, it's not crazy.
I'll send a letter to them, just to
And-
remind them, plants.
Everything's going okay with water and sewer, no
We're gonna be, actually cleaning our tank this Thursday. So we're gonna be lowering the water tank down on Tuesday and Wednesday. Actually, I gotta make sure that gets in the paper, I haven't done that yet, to notify people, I forget about that, but we are gonna be cleaning the tank out.
Okay.
So they're gonna, what they do is they lower the tank and they like vacuum it all out and take the debris out.
Inspect it, do they inspect it at the same time?
Yes, and they're gonna
Make
send us a
sure-
list of recommendations
Oh.
after they do this, so, of what they think should be done.
Now, does that discolor the water?
Yes,
or-
it could discolor the water when they're lowering the tank, and so that's why I gotta get it in the paper tomorrow, but I'll make sure it's in on Wednesday. Because that's when they're actually gonna start draining, so.
They have to empty the tank
I might have
completely
already sent, I think I might have already sent it, actually, I'll check my emails, I might have already actually
And
sent
then
it
we-
ahead of time.
run right off your wells.
Oh, okay,
The wells that run continuously.
Mhm.
until they, and is it, how long does it take for them to clean it? Is it just like a
Well,
week?
they're gonna be on the wells the whole weekend, Dave said, so he'll be on top of it, knowing that the tank is low, so,
Okay,
but it's gonna be run manually all weekend, and then he'll put it back online on Monday.
okay. No danger to our pumps and our wells or anything, I mean, have we run,
No, we did this before,
okay,
about 5 years ago when we cleaned it.
Mhm.
okay,
So.
okay, so
And
it's.
actually, it's probably gonna run more efficiently because we just had all those problems with the wells when we got new material. So your pressure is better, your efficiency is better.
I just wanted to say
Now, do
thank,
they-
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do they flush the hydrants after this, or
No,
does
we
it
just did it
discolor
actually.
everything? Okay,
What
it
they
doesn't
have-
discolor everything enough?
No, what they actually have is when the pressure gets too much, they have blowout, I think they call them blowout valves on 2 hydrants, is it? I know there's gonna be, sort of at the end of runs, there's gonna be 2 hydrants, when the pressure gets too big, it'll just automatically blow it out,
Okay.
so it can't build too high.
Okay, and I was just going to say, Tim, great job with picking up, cleaning up around,
Thank you.
that's
Hands
good,
were third.
good. Okay, that's all.
Thanks. Sure.
Just a couple of things. We met with insurance providers. We have 2 presentations to the board. One from Northern, which is Nymer, and we met with NBT Lattimore's, who is our current provider, tonight before the
I don't want to say I was not part of this.
Right, no,
I
Sal
was a
wasn't.
conflict of interest, so I
Right.
stayed totally away.
So I've been handling it.
I know nothing of
We
what
met
went
with the
on or
board,
anything, so.
Both of them met with the board, so now we have, our current policy, we have a new proposal that we have to look over, make sure that we're talking apples to apples and do our homework on, and we'll, maybe next meeting, if not before, get together and decide what we're gonna do with the insurance. But they both did very good presentations.
Yes, they did.
They were very
Very
informative. Also, we had, Brian Lapierre was in a couple weeks ago, I think it was, right, Sue, with Beth Herrick from Risk Services, and she met with Tim and Sue and I. And just kudos to both of these guys for, I think she left here very, very impressed. She works for our current insurance company, but everything that she was talking about, Sue knew and was up to date on, and Tim, I think, was the only highway superintendent that had everything in place that she was talking about and knew some stuff that was coming down the pipe that she didn't know. But I think she had a few things that can probably make life easier for you.
I got some emails from her.
Right, and I think she seemed like the type of person that if she said she was gonna do it, she was making notes that did it, and just things that are available to us that we weren't taking advantage of. I think it was a very useful meeting, but I spoke with both of them afterward, and they were very, very happy with the condition of the town, and I think, you know, the things that we have in place that a lot of places they had visited didn't, especially with the highway being the risk there. So kudos to you, Tim.
Thank
And
you.
Sue.
Thank you.
That's it. Oh, no, I do have one other thing. I called Staub a couple weeks ago, about the Chazy school building. It's up for sale, and then, they supposedly had a buyer for it, and the sale didn't go through, and I think we kinda got the blame for the sale not going through. The school board essentially was told that the town wouldn't give them approval to use the building for what they wanted to use it for. And first I'd heard about it, I sit on the board, nothing's came across our desk. So I called Staub, got a hold of Mickey, and he said they called initially when they said they were interested in purchasing the building, asked what they had to do. And Mickey told them, all you have to do is get a change of use variance, which he could seek the code enforcement. Our code
Mike,
enforcement.
oh, Mickey,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Told them they had to get a change of use variance because it was a school, they wanted to make it a machine shop, or whatever they wanted to make it, they would have to get it. Wouldn't be a problem, I mean.
Tell them what paperwork you need to come in and do,
Right.
and-
Come in and get it, and
but nothing.
that was it, but that was the only conversation that was ever had with the town over that property.
Uh-huh.
No one ever filed the paper, no one ever came here, no one ever, so the town did not, prohibit the sale or use of that building. I mean, we would be foolish not to want it back on the tax roll, but I think we're getting the brunt of why it wasn't sold, and so just to clear the air on that we had nothing to do with it. So hopefully somebody out there wants to buy it. That's it.
Mhm.
Okay. Nick, you have anything else?
Well, I did get the panel moved.
Yes, you did. We
It
saw
looks good
pictures.
there
You
too.
did a wonderful job.
I got pictures of it.
You're funny. We had their own little concert out on,
Yeah, right out,
right in front of the school. Thank you for moving that.
I'm happy.
Anything else, Nick?
Nope, that's my,
Okay,
did what I was told to do.
okay.
Yeah, a bunch of things. We finished picking up roadside garbage today. All the snow fences picked up, put away for summer. All the roads are swept. Went out this afternoon, we're fixing shoulders and small washouts. We've got a bunch of areas around where the mailman pulls off. Little dips, we've been going around trying to get them all caught up, get them fixed up. All the trucks are all unharnessed, sanders put away, washed, trucks all service ready to go. I've been cleaning up around the garage area. We had a new guy start this morning, because Danny Wells is retiring.
Yeah.
So Pat Seymour started. Danny's only working one day a week, so we had to hire Pat earlier than what I wanted, but it's too hard when you only got a real small crew.
Mhm.
So,
So Pat Seymour took his place.
That's the one from the phone company?
Yeah. Okay. So you held interviews and things like that?
with that,
You had interviews and it was advertised and all that?
Yeah. I talked to David Powell, and he checked through Albany, and they authorized me, with your authorization, I can buy a new pickup for the town with a plow on it. We got Jim Sessions' old truck that's getting real bad at that point. Can't put any more money in it, you're just wasting money. So I can use Chip's money. They increased me up 28,000 this year, when they increased everybody up, and the truck's 27,000. So I still got my original Chip's money to work with, plus my road repair and building I can use. But it's all been approved and everything all through Albany. It's all
Now, what
through-
type of truck are you looking
It's a 2013 Ford F-150 through state contract.
at? F-150?
You can get a plow on that?
I called today, got a bid, quote on the plow and everything else.
That's something new, putting it on a 150 though,
Town Claspers got them, a bunch
yeah?
of the towns around them. Yep.
Okay.
You put that heavy suspension under it. Other than that, that's just about it for me.
Hey,
I don't have anything.
Could you check with Bill about, we still haven't received nothing for Time Warner?
No,
Which
he
is-
wasn't in today,
Yeah.
but when he asked me to cover last week, we had not received anything through them. So unless something came in the past day or two, there hasn't been any word.
And I know he did send out another letter saying,
There was
you know,
something
we're waiting.
Right.
It was just,
So. Okay.
he called, it wasn't pertaining to
Okay, why don't we move on to resolutions?
that.
Now, what is this that we have in our packet from Time Warner?
Fee worksheet?
Yeah, that just shows what they sent us this year compared to last year,
Okay.
revenues that they're sending to the town. They sent us a check for that now.
Right.
For the total due amount?
Yeah,
They sent us a check for that.
did they pay us already, Leo?
Yeah.
They had already paid us.
We got that in the mail one day and checked next to it.
Any other questions before we do resolutions?
Okay, first resolution is a resolution authorizing emergency well equipment repairs using water district equipment type capital reserve fund subject to permissive referendum.
This is for the work that we had done, is that,
Right.
and it went over, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Dino made the motion, seconded by Counselor Devens. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
Yes.
Counselor Devens.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel,
Yes.
absent Counselor Trombley. Next one is a resolution to advertise for bids on town highway surplus equipment, tractors and trucks.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Devens made the motion, seconded by Counselor West. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
Yes.
Counselor Devens.
Yes.
Supervisor Trombley, Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
Next one is local law number 3 of the year 2013. Local law amending code of ethics for the year 1971.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Devens made the motion, seconded by Counselor Dino. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
Yes.
Counselor Devens,
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
Next one's a resolution authorizing supervisor to send a letter to local businesses asking if they would welcome natural gas.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Dino made the motion, seconded by Counselor Devens. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
Yes.
Counselor Devens,
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel,
Yes.
absent Counselor Trombley.
I have a question about this next.
Mhm.
Didn't we already, pay this?
We paid it, but we never did the resolution. We're doing it a little backwards. We should have done this resolution a while back, but we never did. It's already been paid.
Okay.
It's in the appropriations for the,
Yeah, we kind of forgot about it, and then we said, oh, so we better do a resolution on that.
Okay, are there any others that we forgot?
Not that I know of, but never know.
Okay.
One we had was a swim one.
Oh, but we're not this year.
The only
so-
other agreement we had was a swim program, and we aren't doing that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Dino made a motion on the Chazy Youth Hockey Agreement for the year 2012-13. Seconded by Counselor West. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West.
Yes.
Counselor Dino.
Yes.
Counselor Devons.
Yeah.
Spiegel.
Yes.
Absent. Counselor Crumbler. Authorization for computer and electronics recycling collection site.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Devons made the motion, seconded by Counselor West. Roll call, Counselor West.
Yes.
Counselor Dino.
Yes.
Counselor Devons.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
Absent. Counselor Conley. Next one's application for a junkyard license renewal for the two that D&D Salvage have had for years, and I presented them to Code Officer Mike Tetro, and he's approved them to be renewed.
I'll second. Or,
What you do about them?
whatever. Yes, I,
I'll second it. Now, did he actually go up and inspect it or anything, or?
Yes, he left the building, I don't know, I didn't follow him.
Okay, well,
He
that's,
came back and said he had checked them.
that's a fair enough answer. Okay,
Counselor Dino made the motion,
And he's saying.
and he seconded it too.
and
He
seconded by
voted for it,
Counselor
yeah.
Devons. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West.
Yes.
Counselor Dino.
yes.
Counselor Devons.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
Absent. Counselor Conway. Next one, names added to the 911 listing from the West Chazy Holiness Camp Meeting Association.
That's right across from the church, right? That's- Yeah. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Devons made the motion, seconded by Counselor Dino. Further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West.
Sure.
Counselor Dino.
Yes.
Counselor Devons.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
Absent. Counselor Conway. Next one would be authorized purchase of a new 2013 Ford F-150 off-state contract.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Devons made the motion, seconded by Counselor West. Any further discussion?
The old truck, are you gonna sell that, Tim?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Ain't much to sell.
No?
No.
Is it the, which one is it
Jim
the
Sessions
maroon
on
one?
one, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to attempt to sell.
Yeah. Probably B&B or one of them, just getting too old.
B&B might be interesting.
Yeah.
A roll call, Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
Yes.
Counselor Devons.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel,
Yes.
absent Counselor Conway. Next one is budget transfers.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Counselor Devons made the motion, seconded by Counselor Dino. Any further discussion? Roll call, Counselor West,
Yes.
Counselor Dino,
Yes.
Counselor Devons.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
That's it, Councilor Trombley. And the last one, payment claims.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Councilor Dino made the motion, second by Councilor Devons. Any further discussion? Roll call, Councilor West.
Yeah.
Councilor Dino.
Yes.
Councilor Devons.
Yes.
Supervisor Spiegel.
Yes.
That's it, Councilor Trombley.
Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
Aye.